Hey there, Soul Tribe. This is Mystique, your Mystic Seer here. Whether you're new or if you have returned, I'd just like to start out by saying welcome to my sacred space. Today we're doing another pick a card reading, and in particular we're looking at what does Spirit want you to know about your soul contract. We're going to start out by opening in prayer before selecting from the 3 piles that I've got laid out for you. Then we're going to draw a spirit animal card from the Spirit Animal Oracle to set the theme for the overall reading. Following this, we'll draw our messages forth from the tarot, and then to seek some more clarity and insight about these messages, we're going to draw cards from the Soul Contract Oracle. Then we're going to draw some charms. So let's begin by opening in prayer. Dear God, Jesus Christ, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors, we ask now that you step forward to please bring forth the messages that the collective needs to know about their soul contract. Also, may you please encircle us with your divine loving energy to protect us as we tap into the collective energy. And we'd like to thank you for this opportunity to work with the Holy Spirit that makes all things possible. In Jesus' name, Amen. Let's take a look at our 3 piles now. To start with, we have the Jade Mushroom and the Starbright's Tarot. That's our pile 1. For pile 2, we have the Jasper Mushroom and the Mystic Soul Tarot. And for pile 3, we have the Qinghai Jasper Mushroom and the Starry Enigma Tarot. So just take a deep breath, channel your energy, and see which pile it is that you feel most drawn to. And then we'll begin our reading. Hi there, pile 1. You have chosen the Jade Mushroom and the Starbright's Tarot. So let's get a card from our Spirit Animal Oracle to set the theme. What have we got here? The Peacock. The key words here are self-love. You'll find great power in focusing on the positive aspects of yourself, that which makes you indefiably unique and beautiful. There is deep wells of untapped inner power in letting go of negative self-talk. So, positive affirmations. Don't tell yourself you can't. Tell yourself you can and you will and you deserve whatever it is that you desire. Let's just move this one out of the way, shall we? Okay, our first card to start our reading is the Knight of Wands. Beautiful energy there. Now we're going to ask Spirit for information about what you need to know about your soul contract. You've got the Knight of Cups, water energy there. And lastly, advice from Spirit, you've got the Moon, the full moon to be specific. Okay, the Knight of Wands represents you. And what I'm getting here is the collective energy is passionate, courageous, and you all know you're on an adventure here in this lifetime, but you've also got the word impulsiveness. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to makes a decision and they just jump in there. And everything else is an afterthought. or considerations. Anything possibly like consequences is all an afterthought. You don't really take it all into consideration. You're more about the forward movement, jumping in there, boots and all. And that's great. Spirit appreciates your enthusiasm, but there's a but. You really need to think things through, please, pile one, before jumping in. Definitely be enthusiastic, but not too impulsive. You got the Ace of Wands here. Now, more wand energy, more fast movement. So, Spirit acknowledges you're very passionate. You have so much to draw your inspiration from. I feel like you've had a very full, very exciting life. And you're also good at manifesting. So dreaming up big ideas and bringing them into fruition. Whether it's in alignment with your purpose or not, you will push for what it is that you want. Now, when I say whether it's in alignment with your purpose or not, if it's something you want, you go after it, even if it's hard, and you face all the challenges and keep pushing for it despite all the challenges you come up against. You're very determined. You're very passionate. Like you're very good at going after what you want and making it happen. So the Knight of Cups is very charming. The key word there is charm. So what I'm getting here is, sorry, I'm just taking into consideration that peacock too about self-love. And I'm thinking about how this ties into this impulsiveness, but also this, like if you're really, really good at going after what you want, how do you make that happen if you've been talking negatively to yourself? Or is this something that has just started happening? Have you come across circumstances in your life that have got you down all of a sudden, and you need to give yourself some positive talk and listen to some positive affirmations perhaps? But the Knight of Cups tells me that this could be a romantic situation that you've come up against, that maybe a relationship has ended. You might have lost somebody you're in a relationship with. And you're a great communicator. It may not be that you've lost a relationship, because this is a collective reading and there's messages here for everyone. There could be others there that are wanting to manifest a relationship. And with this impulsive energy, it definitely pays to just take a pause and have a think about what it is you want out of a relationship, what it is that you desire, and then also taking a look at what qualities you embody and if they are in alignment with what you desire in another person. And if not, what steps do you need to take to make yourself a more appealing and better appealing partner, but also a better version of yourself. So when somebody comes into your life towards you, you're in the right mindset, you're in the right energy, you're ready to embody a new relationship, you're ready to take that on board, but not just jumping in there unprepared and healing. You really want to be healed, or very much healed, on the way to being fully healed, when this person comes into your life that you're manifesting. All right. Like I said, that could be for some, not for all. But the Knight of Cups is all about romance. So there's definitely something about romance and communication. So you could be receiving communication soon about something romantic, like a romantic connection in your life. Let's take a further look at this. You're very brave though with this forward energy and making things happen for yourself. It can be quite intimidating and overwhelming jumping into things like this, but you seem to be really good at it, pile one. Okay, Hanged Man, sacrifice. Spirit is reminding you what Spirit wants you to know about your life purpose is to pause. Take a pause and ensure that you are in control of yourself. And you might not be able to control the situation, but ensure that you're in control of your own actions and reactions and whatnot when you're communicating with others, especially in your relationships with others. But this card is also about letting go. So letting go, in a sense, you can control how you are in a situation, but you can't control others or the whole situation. You can only control how you act in the situation. And letting go of past situations that no longer serve your higher purpose, that are no longer working for you. It might be people you need to let go of that are no longer that aren't good for what it is you want to achieve in this lifetime. And they are sacrifices, and Spirit understands that. So that's why it's important to take this pause, going to hangman mode, not jumping in, just to gain new perspectives about your relationships with others, about what it is you want out of life, about if you're on the right path, all sorts of things like that. Introspection, looking within yourself and see, yeah, this is where you're up to in life, but where are you up to internally, emotionally? What sort of work do you need to do on yourself to heal past wounds, to level up emotionally? In other words, to understand your emotional awareness, like be aware of your emotions, and then emotional regulation. Are you on top of that? Because the cups is all about emotions. Are you letting your emotions perhaps is that your inspirational force? Is that what drives you? Is that healthy? That's definitely something that came through strong then. That's not the most healthy approach, letting your emotions drive you, because emotions can be strong and they can be dangerous, and they could drive you into situations that aren't in alignment with your higher purpose. So it's good to be aware of your emotions, because it's like a lot of people let anger drive them. I'll prove people wrong. I'll show them, that sort of thing. There's also doing something for love for another person. But what about you? There's questions you can ask yourself like that. I'm not sure what each individual that's listening in on this personal situation is, but you guys are aware of that. And these are the thought-provoking questions and the thought-provoking information that Spirit wants me to put out there to help you gain an insight on what it is that Spirit wants you to know about your life purpose. Advice from Spirit. You've got the moon, in particular the full moon and harvest time. Now the moon tells me that you don't want to let illusions that you create yourself hold you back. Illusions such as what you tell yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Things like that you do not want to kid yourself with. That is just fooling yourself into thinking you can't be the best version of yourself that you can be. Positive affirmations are so important. Telling yourself you're worthy, telling yourself you are loved, telling yourself that you can do. Like I get that you do tell yourself you can. There's nothing you can't do. But do you tell yourself all the things that you wish you could have heard as a child, for example? Gee, you're doing a great job. Do you give yourself a pat on the back? You know, those kinds of things. Do you tell yourself that you're deserving of whatever it is you go after? Or are you letting negative emotions be your inspiration? Could you possibly turn that around instead of creating these illusions that you have to fight for what you want, and look more so as you can attract what you want by putting the right energy out there, by pouring the right energy into yourself, by displaying gratitude for the things that you have achieved, for what Spirit has blessed you with, for what the divine has allowed you to already bring into your life and attract into your life. Clarity on that is the Strength card, Leo energy. And the key word is courage. We haven't got all our cards in the picture, sorry. So, strength, tapping into your inner power by feeding yourself good affirmations, good thoughts, positive affirmations, because that's going to give you much more strength to draw from than using like I'll show them, or I can prove to myself. I've got to prove it to myself that I can be better. I'm not good enough this way. I've got to fight harder for what I want. That kind of negative mindset. Yes, it's gotten you this far, but Spirit wants you to turn that around now. Spirit's advising you to turn that around and start feeding yourself with the positive thoughts to drive your inspiration, draw off positive emotions, and use this positivity to, instead of fighting for what you want, persuade others for what you want to achieve. It might be you want to climb up the ladder at work. Well, you need to persuade people why you're deserving of opportunities at work to climb the ladder. That's just an example. This is in particular about love and relationships with the Knight of Cups, even though that might not resonate for everybody. But persuading others by not telling them and proving to them, persuading others by them viewing your own self-respect, the way you pour into your own cup, the way you feed yourself positive affirmations, by telling yourself that you're worthy and believing it, your energy will change so other people will recognize that you are worthy. If you see what I'm saying, like feed yourself with the right information, put that energy out into the universe, and you will attract it. People will start viewing you the way you're learning to view yourself. Let's get some messages from the Oracle, the Soul Contract Oracle. First up, we have Soul Guardian. Your Soul Guardian is here to protect and guide you. Trust in their presence to strengthen your spirit and lead you on your path. Spiritual protector, spiritual guidance, inner strength. I get from all this Wands energy, you've always relied on yourself to get where you want to in life. You've always felt like you're the one there fighting your battles. You're the one there striving for what you want to go after. But what you may not have realized is you have a whole spirit team on the other side. You have God, you have Jesus, you have your spirit guides, you have the archangels, and you have your ancestors all on your side fighting for you, working on things so that things will work out in alignment with your higher purpose. I don't think you've really tapped into that before now, but it's important that you do, rather than feeling like you're the only one out on the front line there, ready to fight the battles you come up against. Start praying, start practicing gratitude to God, and you will be amazed at the differences, that the changes, the miracles that come into your life, for example. But you definitely need to tap into that spirit team there, communicate with them and work with them. When you come up against something, in your mind, you should be picturing all the people on the spirit side, like in the spiritual realm, that are stepping up against that with you. Path of miracles. The universe is laying out a path of miracles for you. Trust and follow it. Magical encounters, spiritual journey, inner awakening. So you will be able to see this path of miracles. These things will start happening when you start pouring into your own cup and practicing self-love and feeding yourself with positive information, positive affirmations also, and telling yourself you've done a good job, giving yourself a pat on the back. That's all going to bring what is meant for you into alignment. It's going to help bring it in quicker. I know a card flipped over in this deck. I felt it. There it is. Inner guidance. Trust your inner guidance. It is the purest voice of your soul. Intuition, inner compass, and spiritual wisdom. So our inner guidance, our intuition, is a natural born instinct that steers us away from things that are not good for us. It is to protect us, but it also helps bring you into alignment with your higher purpose, with your higher self, with God's purpose for you. Because what feels good, you will go towards, and it will help you recognize and navigate away from what is not good for you. Because sometimes things logically seem like a good idea, and there's no reason logically why you shouldn't go along with it, but something doesn't feel right within. That's telling you that it's not meant for you. And if you go along with it, it may not work out in your favor. And that's generally how it works. You can avoid all the heartache and all the pain by tapping into it and listening to it before you embark on a new adventure. beyond time. Your soul transcends time and space. Dive deep into its presence to discover infinite possibilities, timelessness, transcendence, soul journey. So our souls can, I know just by dreaming, you can sometimes tap into your future. That's why we experience deja vu, because we've seen it before, we've been there before. And generally that's in our dreams. Your soul is capable, like we are all connected via like a spiritual internet where we can tap into each other's dreams. We can, for example, my mum had a dream that she was sitting on the end of her mum's bed and they were having a conversation. When they spoke on the phone the next day, they both had that dream. Your soul is capable of so much, and time is irrelevant, okay? Your soul is capable in the part, like in the present, of seeing a moment in the future, and you get insight about that situation. And then when you step into that moment in the future, when it's the present, you go, wow, I feel like I've been here before. You have. Your soul can time travel. Time is irrelevant to your soul. And there's so many infinite possibilities, like lucid dreaming, astral travel, astral projection. You can literally project your energy if you are able to tap into it and focus enough to knock something over without touching it. It is possible. I've done it, but out of fear, when I've jumped at a certain situation and something near me has fallen over. That, if that's something like that's happened to you, that's not just coincidence. That is your energy. That's how powerful it is. But sometimes it's a moment of fear it takes to tap into it. So do not doubt your soul and being able to tap into the messages of the future that you need to see. That's why we should pay attention to our dreams. They're important. But that's generally when your soul is at its most active, and you'll be able to easily recognize how powerful your soul is. It's random little moments, like I explained with the knocking something over out of fear, that may not occur in your life, or you may not recognize them, or when they do happen, it's not something you can control. Another example is I had a dog coming to attack me once, and I held my hands up to protect myself just randomly, and all of a sudden it was like the dog went blind and couldn't see me, and it gave me a chance to run out of there. It stood there like confused, like it had gone completely blind for a second. Seed of light, you are a planter of light, leaving an eternal mark with every action. Spiritual legacy, inner radiance, new beginnings. So if you're feeling like your life doesn't have a purpose and you're feeling bored and things are like you're stuck in the mundane, stop that for a minute. You are not. You are a planter of light, leaving an eternal mark with every action. You should live each day like you are leaving a legacy in the past behind for your life, because you are. You are living your own personal story, and it is amazing. And, you know, by choosing to smile rather than scowl if you're having a bad day, could bring so much light into somebody else's life who's having a miserable time. They see a smile on your face and it makes their day, and they think, well, that's worth doing what I've got to do for then, you know. That gives me the energy I need. That there's still nice people in the world. They might be thinking that if they've come across terrible people that have brought them down. I'm not saying terrible people, but low vibrational people that have knocked them down a notch, and they feel like they might be questioning their purpose. That smile you give might make all the difference in the world. Just remember, you're leaving a legacy behind with every action and everything you do. Astral compass. The stars form a celestial compass that guides you. Follow its light to navigate your soul's journey with clarity. Cosmic direction, starry guidance, true north. So, the astral compass, I'm guessing that you already know this is about your intuition, knowing that your life is in alignment with a destiny, that God has a plan for you, knowing that you have a purpose that you've come here to achieve, and God has already laid out the groundwork. He's done the groundwork. He's laid out things so that as you move towards your higher purpose, things will come into alignment. The steps you take in your life will help bring you towards that, as long as you're tapped into your intuition and trusting in God that you are here for a reason and God has a purpose for you, okay? We did not come about by mere coincidence. We are here for a reason. Now let's get some charms. This gets noisy. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I didn't let you guys see me do that. Confirmation on the flowers. They came out the first time when you didn't see it. Flowers are like a gift that you give to someone, and they're beautiful and you appreciate them. They don't last for long, but they're a gift. They're generally a gift that we give. And God is reminding you to view each day as a precious gift, each moment as a gift. Not everybody has that privilege. Sometimes people's lives are cut short. Sometimes circumstances happen where we don't view life as a precious gift. And sometimes, like I said, our lives are cut short. But we need to be grateful for each day like it's a gift we're receiving from the divine, because it is. Okay? And sometimes, especially when circumstances get hard, it's easy to forget that. You've got a beer. And I'm not getting this as spirit saying go out and have a beer and celebrate. But what I'm getting is people drink to celebrate. And Spirit wants you to celebrate each day, celebrate each moment, celebrate each milestone. Feed yourself positive energy, self-love over here, to tell yourself you've done a good job. That's a form of celebration. Giving yourself a pat on the back is a form of celebration. Perhaps going out and treating yourself with something when you've really got a reason to celebrate and you've done a really good job is what Spirit is saying. It's okay to do that sometimes, but definitely celebrate each achievement. 3 wise monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, say no evil, or speak no evil, sorry. So put good energy out there. If other people are gossiping or talking negative, don't get involved. If they want to hear your opinion of it, just tell them, I've got nothing to say about that. I don't have an opinion. It's not something that interests me. You're not going to offend anybody. You might shock them. It makes them reflect on their own behavior then. But if they've got a problem with it, just know it's not you. They're realizing within themselves that they might not be putting the most positive energy out there. But what goes around comes around, and it's good to put positive energy out there rather than negative energy and negative talk and negative self-talk. So speak no evil about yourself also. You got the goldfish in a bowl who probably doesn't feel like he's got a purpose. He's just swimming around in circles. And you might have felt like this also. But this whole reading is Spirit reminding you that you do have a purpose, and that Spirit places you precisely where you are meant to be at this time in the universe, whenever that is. Whenever you reflect on that moment, just remember you have been placed precisely where you are meant to be at this time, and so long as you're taking them positive steps forward. You've got the snail. Okay, think of the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to be all about this forward movement, like jumping in, charging in all the time. Just take things one step at a time. Enjoy the journey, okay? Take the time to enjoy the journey, and remember that, you don't have to be the hare, because the hare exhausted himself and needed to sleep, didn't he? And then he lost the race. I choose strength. So choosing to be strong. We did get the strength card, didn't we? Choosing to show up in the world, knowing that you've got your spirit team on your side fighting for you. Having the strength of character to be able to feed yourself positive information, positive affirmations, positive things. Positive self-talk is going to help you build your strength. Okay? Not telling yourself I'm weak, I have to fight harder, as an example for what you tell yourself to be in this energy. Rather, I am strong, I am loved, I am worthy. That's the sort of stuff that's going to help you choose strength and show up stronger than what you previously were. Confirmation with the ghost on the spirit world. You've got ancestors, especially when you get the ghost, that are fighting on your side to help you bring what it is you desire into fruition, that is the things that are in alignment with your higher purpose. You've got the butterfly. The butterfly is transformed from a caterpillar after taking a period of rest. You got the hanged man, didn't you? Yeah, hanged man. You've taken a period of rest to transform into something much more beautiful, much more radiant than the caterpillar, than what you previously were, for example. And you can't going to just know this hangman energy instead of this forward movement all the time energy is going to help you transform to be even more majestic and radiant than what you already are, especially with all the self-love and positive talk. This is generally saying you've got rose-colored glasses on, take them off and stop viewing everything as more perfect than what it is, because sometimes we need to see things as they really are, okay? Because, for example, some people might have rose-colored glasses on when not following their intuition and going with ideas and whatnot that don't feel right, but they've got their rose-colored glasses on, so they've convinced themselves that they're right. What this tells me, though, is Spirit wants you to put rose-colored glasses on when looking at yourself and feeding yourself this positive talk. Do not focus on the negatives. Start focusing on the positives with yourself. And if you have to, put the rose-colored glasses on. And yeah, it's not normally the advice, but Spirit wants you to do this so that you can start looking at all the positives rather than telling yourself negative talk all the time, because you're focusing on the negatives. So I do hope these messages resonate. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you like my reading, if you like my messages, please like, share, and subscribe. I do offer personalized readings. I've included the link to my store down in the description. But other than that, I really hope that this has helped you gain further insight when it comes to your soul contract. I hope that I've put the messages out there right for Spirit and the right people have heard it. So thank you guys. I really enjoyed bringing these messages to you, and I look forward to engaging with you all in the future. Okay, see you next time. Hello, my pile twos. You are here because you have chosen the jasper mushroom, which is quite a cute little mushroom. And also the Mystic Soul Tarot deck, which I'll show you in a second when I get my mushroom to stand upright. There we go. So this deck is quite small in comparison to the other 2 decks I'm using today. But Spirit is reminding you, even if you feel small in the grand scheme of things in the universe, in the world, with your purpose, you are just as mystical and majestic and important as everybody else that might seem like they're bigger in the grand scheme of things for you. Okay? So let's begin by getting a card from our Spirit Animal Oracle to set the theme. You have the snake, and it says transformation. You will be shedding old skin and emotions and transforming them into something bigger and better. Change is in the wind, and you are at the center of it all as the catalyst. To smoothen the process, make sure that your intentions are clear and that you move forward with hope. Yes, definitely set your intentions before embarking on anything. Absolutely anything. Recognize and understand what your intentions are before embarking on any new project, situation, etc. I don't feel right about that. I'm not ready to draw a card yet. We'll try that again. There, that's better. That's more clear. To start with, you've got the Devil in reverse. Yeah, because if you set your intentions, not only do you understand what it is that you're striving for and why it is you're doing so, it also helps Spirit, like God, the divine, your spirit guides, the angels, your ancestors, understand what it is you want and help you work towards it. You've got Strength in reverse. Oh no, Strength upright. Hang on. That's in reverse. I see. It's a lady looking in the water and the lion is her reflection. That's why it confused me. I was seeing the lion in an upright position going, huh? You got the Six of Cups. So let's dive into this. Let's delve into it deeper and find out what it is that Spirit wants you to know about your soul contract. The Devil in reverse. This is telling me you are overcoming addictions of some kind. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean cigarettes or alcohol or drugs or whatnot. It might also be addictions to, say, toxic situations. When I say that, don't let it be confronting for you, because you might find that you get caught up in other people's problems and you wonder, how did I get stuck in this situation? Why am I dealing with this? Or, hang on, how does this involve me exactly? That might be an example of the addiction you're caught up into, say, addiction to other people's drama. Another form of being addicted to drama is by feeding your brain with negativity all the time, such as watching all the terrible things on the news. And then you're stuck in cycles of being worried and feeling sick and anxious about the world that we live in. I'm not saying that to tune out of the news altogether or whatnot if that's what you enjoy doing, but it could possibly be robbing you of your happiness. And if it is, it's good to take a look at that. I know I got caught up in that cycle with the COVID situation when for months and months on end it was every day tuning in to see how many people have got COVID, how many people died of COVID. And suddenly I turned the TV off and COVID didn't exist in my world anymore. So it brought me a sense of my overall happiness and whatnot. And I mean, no disrespect to people who lost loved ones from COVID and that, but it was, for somebody who didn't have COVID in their world, it was really taking over my world when it was the only thing on the news. But the Devil in reverse also tells me that you're experiencing a sense of freedom by overcoming whatever addiction it is that you've been caught up in. And it's giving you a sense of independence. And you are in a process of taking back control of your life. Whatever it was that was robbing you of your happiness that you're addicted to, you have taken the wheels and chosen to no longer let it be in charge. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Notice the numbers aren't on these cards, hey? Anyway, this tells me that you are in a cycle that is coming to completion. So this overcoming addiction, you're almost there. You almost finished this cycle of overcoming it. But if that's addiction that we're talking about, you personally will know what messages are meant for you and what resonates with you. And if this pile's not resonating, please feel free to go back and choose another pile. But I'm getting you're getting a sense of accomplishment from what it is that you're overcoming. And it's making you feel fulfilled and whole. So these cards represent you. This Strength in reverse is what Spirit wants you to know about your soul contract. And I'm getting that you are struggling with conflict within yourself, like internal conflict. It could be battling thoughts that you're not worthy, or you're not strong enough, or you might be feeding yourself negative thoughts, like negative feedback. You might not be giving yourself the praise you deserve when you do a good job. And I'm getting that you have insecurities. They could be stemming from your childhood, such as abandonment issues if one of your parents left home. That's just an example. But whatever your insecurities are, have you lacking courage that you are not strong enough to move forward. And it's making you feel indecisive in relation to your soul contract, what your purpose is here. And you've got the High Priestess in reverse. Uh-oh, somebody's not tapped into their intuition. What I'm getting here is what I just said, not being tapped into your intuition. You might be experiencing issues at home amongst the family, and you're feeling like you're stuck in your situation. It feels stagnant. It's not moving forward. But what Spirit wants you to know about your soul contract and your purpose for being here is that you tap into your intuition. If you do that, it will guide you towards your soul purpose. Because your intuition tells you when something's off about a person or a situation, even if logically there's no reason for you to feel suspicious or wary of that person or situation. Something within might not feel right, and Spirit's telling you not to ignore it, okay? Because that intuition is a natural born instinct to protect you from what doesn't serve your higher purpose, to protect you from situations or people that do not have your best intentions at heart and that may have ulterior motives, okay? So Spirit definitely wants you to tap into that intuition and use it like a compass and make sure that logically things are okay and within things are okay with whatever it is that you decide to embark upon. I like this reading. It's very straightforward. The messages are coming through very simple, very straightforward. The Six of Cups. With that simple straightforwardness, that's how your intuition's going to be, okay? And the cups are all about your emotions, which also need to be in alignment with your logical thoughts and your intuition. What I'm getting here is your emotions are harmonious at the moment. even though you're in this stagnant situation, I feel like you're very emotionally aware. And this is advice from Spirit. With those emotions, just keep up with the good work of being aware of what you're feeling about what it is. You know, you might be going through a situation and you feel stressed out, but you haven't taken the time to ask, why am I feeling stressed out about this situation? What am I feeling about it? Am I stressed or am I scared? Am I anxious? You know, you might be scared because you don't feel worthy. You might be scared because you don't feel experienced, that kind of thing. It doesn't necessarily have to mean you fear the person or situation. It could be something within yourself that's holding you back. But asking yourself that question and then examining why you feel that way is going to help you tap into your intuition, but also navigate the situation accordingly. I'm getting that there's a lot of things you've been through that you can reflect on in order to successfully accomplish things. Like, you've got a lot of experience you can draw on, but also your memories are another, they're like a map of how to move forward also. Because Six of Cups is all about past memories and feeling nostalgic. You may have had a very happy childhood and a rough experience as an adult, and you think, gee, things were easier as a child. I wish I could go back to that when I didn't have to pay bills and do all these things that grown-ups have to do. We quite often think that like that throughout our lives. But someone in particular listening in has a very happy childhood, but they've had a really rough adulthood. And Spirit is saying you can use those memories, you can tap into those memories in order to embody the energy that you want to attract moving forward. So if you haven't had the best experience that makes you feel positive now as an adult, by all means tap into those past memories, your childhood, that make you feel happy so that you can attract the energy you want. Because that's how the allure of attraction works, is you put the energy out there that you want to receive. So that message is for some, not for all, but that they were happy memories, and you are going to be able to draw the right energy, the happy energy, the high vibrational energy, in order to move forward from these. I'm getting tragic. Like, you've had a tragic freaking adulthood. Someone in this energy. Like, it's really sad. Not in a like, I mean that in like a really compassionate way. And I'm sorry for that person. And I do hope that these messages resonate and I'm able to give you something positive to move forward with today in this reading. You've got the Empress in reverse. This is Spirit confirming and double giving you the message, like doubly enforcing this message that you need to tap into your intuition, because the reason why you've had such a rough adulthood is because you've logically gone along with whatever it is at the time, and you haven't gone within to make sure if that situation or those people are right for you. But it also tells me that you haven't been tapping into your spiritual resources either. Sorry, you can't see all these cards in the picture. There we go. So you have God on your side, you have angels on your side, you have your spirit guides on your side, and you have your ancestors, the ones that you love that have crossed over, probably ones that love you that you haven't met. But, well, most definitely, but I feel like you've forgotten that. I feel like you haven't been tapping into that. I feel like you don't talk to them. You might have forgotten to pray. You might have had such a rough adulthood that you might even doubt God's existence. But why not give it a shot? What harm can it do? Even if that's not what you believe. Even if you could just talk to your loved ones if you don't believe in God. Talk to the angels. What is it that you believe about the spiritual world? What can you use to draw strength from and communicate with those on the other side? How it is you're feeling, what it is you want, in order for them to help you. Okay? What harm can it do? If you've already had that much of a rough adulthood, it's not going to make things worse. It can only get better from rock bottom. There's only one way, one direction to go, and that's up. Gateway of awakening. A new path is unfolding. Step through this gateway to expand your consciousness and awaken to higher truths. This is your transformation. Tapping into your higher self. Tapping into what aligns with your soul purpose. Following your intuition. It is a natural born instinct to protect us, but it's there to guide us. Okay, this is going to have you leveling up spiritually, shedding that old skin, that rough adulthood you've had, and attracting the new in, attracting all the positive, what it is you desire, what you want to bring into fruition. You've got to, and you've got to dream big as to what it is you want. Dream up the possibilities. Put that energy out there. That's what you want, so your spirit team knows, so God knows. Practice gratitude and be grateful for the things that you receive, the blessings that you receive each day. And then that's how the law of attraction works to bring in what it is you want into fruition. And it's a beautiful process. It really is. It's a beautiful, positive process. And feed yourself positive thoughts. I am worthy, I am loved, I am blessed, I am abundant. There's some examples. If you're unsure, if you're out of ideas, look up positive affirmations on YouTube. I tell my followers that all the time in my readings. You've got seek the answers. All the answers lie within you. Ask bravely, listen patiently, and the truth will emerge. Exploration, inner wisdom, truth discovery. So if you ask bravely and listen patiently, the truth will emerge. And they're saying within you, but if you put questions out there to God, He will find a way to communicate with you, whether it be through people, what you watch, what you listen to, what you read. The messages that you seek will come into your life eventually, and it will be in a way that answers your prayers, because that is how God works. If God wants to talk to you, you're going to be talking to God, because He's pretty loud. And with your intuition too, the lessons that you learn the ones you've learned have been painful ones. But what happens is God keeps sending in the same lessons to us until we finally get the point. And each time it's more painful. So we can listen to our intuition and tap into it in order to recognize these lessons for what they are when they come into our life, so we don't fall into the same pattern that got us into that situation to begin with, if you know what I mean. Divine embrace. Open yourself to the universe's loving embrace. Let its healing energy restore your spirit and guide you to a place of peace and renewal. Loving embrace, universal acceptance, healing power. So be open to receive the messages. Be open to the possibilities. Be open to the universe bringing your desires into fruition. Like you're working with the universe. We're all part of this great cosmics, like whatever you call it, the great cosmic swirl of the universe. You might be a little tiny speck, but you're helping to make it move. You're helping to make the flow happen. You are important. You are a very important part of the universe because God has placed you here. And you do have a purpose for being here, okay? You do help the universe flow. You might help the universe flow simply by giving someone a smile who needs it, and that's all they needed to keep going. You know, shine your light in the world. Choose to show up. Choose not to give up. We have call to authenticity. Answer the call of your soul. Be your authentic self and let truth empower you. True expression, fearless authenticity, bold living. So don't be afraid to be the person that you came here to be. Don't be afraid to be that shining light. Don't feel embarrassed to smile at someone that's walking past, for example. Don't be afraid to say hello to a new person. Don't be, how would you put it? Don't hide yourself away. If you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to cry, cry. You know, you're here to have this human experience. You're here to feel. You're here to understand what it's like to be you. Embrace it. Love the journey. You don't have to just hold on to past memories. You're making new memories every single day. It says circle of life. Every phase of life has its purpose. Embrace the rhythm of cycles to find peace and insight. Life cycles, rebirth, wisdom, infinite continuity. So just like I said, you're here to have this human experience. Every phase of life has its purpose. And this life is not all there is. You are a cosmic being having a human experience. You existed before you came here, and when this life is finished for you, you will continue to exist. But you've come here with a soul contract with a purpose, and it might just be to have this human experience. Go with the flow. Don't go with the flow when it's not in alignment with your intuition though, okay? Learn to navigate. That's part of what this experience is. And trusting in God, trusting in the divine. Let go of the burden. Release what does not belong to you, and your soul will feel lighter and freer. Lighten the load. Release spiritual freedom. So do not be afraid to let go of people and situations that are not good for you and that do not bring you joy, that do not bring you happiness, and do not serve your higher purpose. You cannot control other people or situations, but you can control how you choose to deal with them, and dealing with them might simply be refusing to participate. Okay? You can let go of things that are not good for you. It doesn't matter if that person, everyone's telling you that, I don't know, it might be that you're related to them and you have to deal with it. No, you do not. If people are not giving you the respect and the kindness that you deserve, you do not have to tolerate it. You don't have to react to it. But you can choose to remove yourself from what does not serve you or your higher good and does not bring you joy. because I get that you need more joy in your life. You've put up with enough pile too. You've had a rough adulthood and you've only got your childhood memories to hold on to get you through the day. Let's change that. Let's turn this around. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. It's never too late to start. Let's get some charms. Okay, this is noisy. Whoa, that's a lot. We're going to go through these quick. Try and make it short and sweet. You've got the little kid watching the scary looking TV. You might feel like that's what your adulthood's been like you're the child from your past watching a scary movie. You can turn it off and go and do what it is that brings you joy. The sun. The sun is all about positivity, new beginnings. You're on an adventure here, okay? That's a better way to look at life than having to get up and deal with it every day. It's an adventure, even if the adventure sometimes gets a bit scary. Heroes can avoid negative situations too. You've got, hang on, I'm just trying to read that. Oh yeah, the moon. So this tells me that by not following your intuition, you have not only been deceived by others, but you've been deceiving yourself, that you have to go with something just because logically it seems like a good idea, or just because other people told you to. I'm getting more that you're a person that's gone with other people's advice for you, or what it is that other people want for you, such as parents wanting you to go into a certain career or whatnot. But I feel like you need to be told, Pile 2, you can make your own choices, even if it disappoints other people. Even if it's not going to make everybody else happy. Who at the end of the day do you have to live with that's unhappy? If you go along with something that's unhappy, you've got to deal with you. You got the star coming in like a shooting star, and this tells me that hard times are ending, are coming to a period of ending, and new beginnings are on the horizon. It's how do you want to embrace these new beginnings? How do you want to take them on? Do you want to take them on by not following your intuition and going with what these new beginnings are bringing in for you? Or do you want to stay stuck in this old cycle? You got evil eye, return to sender. If you have people, negative situations in your life, there's been people sending the evil eye at you, wishing you ill intent. Some of these people you've gone along with the suggestions of have not had your best interests at heart. Okay? They've been seeking their own purposes. Not all, but some of the people. God is telling you, Spirit is telling you, you can pray for protection. And when you do, people are going to receive exactly the same energy that they've put out towards you. You will be protected just by taking on a more assertive approach and taking control of your life. New ideas are coming in for you soon. Just by changing your perspective, you're going to come up with a lot of inspiration. Probably late for something. I'm not getting that you're late for things. I'm getting that you turn up when people tell you to. You're a people pleaser, Pile 2. But you know what this is telling me is, for once, if you're late for something, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't have to meet other people's expectations all the time. If you're late, be kind to yourself, okay? Don't beat yourself up over it. This new approach to life is going to be refreshing for you. That's what this Fanta tells me. Like, by embodying this new outlook of taking control of what you choose to participate in and not participate in, it's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment, and bring a refreshing new outlook in for you, like the snake shedding its skin. You got the octopus. Octopus, these octopi, I think that's the plural word for them. Octopi are really nifty little creatures. If they want something, they will go out of their way to get it. They can get inside crab pots and raid the whole thing and eat the crabs and then climb out, even though the hole's only, this big and the octopus is this big. They can climb out of tanks inside research centers and raid the other tanks, help themselves to the crabs, for example, and then climb back into their own tank. If you want to make a change, Pile 2, you can make it happen. Okay, the little octopi is a determined creature, the octopus. So it's okay for you to be determined to go after something you want for once rather than what other people are telling you to. You have the rainbow reminding you that at the end of every storm there is a rainbow, and at the end of every storm the sun eventually returns. Okay, that is an outlook that you need to take on this situation, this cycle you've gotten stuck in, because like the snake shedding its skin, you are a caterpillar that is going to go into a rest period and come out like a butterfly. This rest period of working out what it is you desire, what it is you want, what it is that spirit wants for you, what's in alignment with your higher purpose. You're going to have time to reflect on this. And instead of focusing on this scary movie called life, you're going to be dreaming up the possibilities of what life can entail for you. You got bug-eyed. You're going to have people bug-eyed at your new outlook, at your new approach. But don't worry about them. Worry about you. You do you, and you tell them to do them. You worry about you and let me worry about me for a change. You got the mermaid. She's a bit of a shapeshifter, She can breathe out of the water. She can breathe underwater. She's got a tail like a fish and a body like a human. What this tells me about you is, or it's telling me to remind you that you are capable of so much. And you're very beautiful, whether you're male or female, okay? You need to remind yourself that you're very beautiful, and also remind yourself that you can adapt to different situations, like the mermaid can breathe out of water and live under the water. You are capable of so much, but I feel like you haven't been giving yourself credit for it. You haven't praised yourself for the positive things that you've been through and done. And it's time to start recognizing that, okay? You got the lotus flower, which is all about love. It's time to love yourself, Pile 2. It's time to stop pouring all this love into other people that don't deserve it and start pouring love towards yourself. I feel like this transformation period has something to do with autumn, or something is coming in for you in the month of autumn, and it's to do with this new outlook, this new approach. You got the photographer. If you are out of ideas, like if you are lacking inspiration because you've been in this cycle, go out in nature, take some photos, appreciate God's world, appreciate the things that bring you joy, which might be a simple flower. It might be perhaps a child in your family laughing, family enjoying themselves together. If you've been through times of hardship where family hasn't had fun times together, the time you do spend, take some photos, create these new happy memories rather than having to rely on your childhood memories to get you through. The teacher, I don't think you realize how influential you are, Pile 2, and I also think by taking this new approach, people in your life might not like it at first, but then they're going to be able to take a leaf out of your book. They're going to actually desire to start living life like you do, or you will be, which is doing what brings you joy rather than pleasing everyone else. They won't like it at first, but they're going to learn from it. You've got the blue heart. This tells me, yes, you have been through a period of depression and might be still suffering from it. Don't worry. The rainbow reminds us that this isn't going to last forever, all right? But there's lots of things you can do to help get yourself out of it, such as the photographs, taking pictures of things that make you happy, that bring you joy, and making memories in the now. And also stop pleasing everybody else and start pleasing yourself. You've got Q. And I got this for the last reading, and I got it for this reading too. Quality. What time are you spending with people? Are you pouring all your energy into people that perhaps you're giving them all of your time, but when you're showing up, you're feeling blue, your heart's blue like this, and you're not giving them the quality of time? You could spend a whole day with someone in this mode with a blue heart, and they're not going to get nearly as much out of a whole day with you as what they would spending an hour with you while you are in a good mindset. Are people you're hanging out with bringing you down? Are they energy vampires? Are you going in there positive and leaving feeling drained and unhappy? Is it quality time? Perhaps setting some boundaries and saying, right, I've got to go home, or when you turn up, I've got to be out of here by a certain time. It might not be for an appointment, so to speak. You do not have to lie or make things up. It might simply be you have an appointment with yourself. I have an appointment I need to get to. You don't have to tell people the ins and outs of what your appointment is and whatnot, but it might simply be going and sitting by yourself in nature with your camera and taking photos of the trees and the flowers and the animals, that kind of thing. That's your appointment, and that's your reason to cut time with people that make your heart blue short, okay? We need to make sure the time is quality, not quantity. D. Each day, I want you to embrace each day as a new beginning. Spirit wants you to do that too. God wants you to do that. Okay, each day is a new opportunity for a better life. A better life than the one you perhaps had the day before with a blue heart. I can't pick it up again, but that's what Spirit's leave that blue heart in the past. It's time for new days, for new opportunities, okay? It says, I choose strength. So choosing strength to not just please everybody else, choosing the strength to show up for yourself is what Spirit wants you in particular to know, pile 2. And confirmation on refreshments. Okay? You need a refreshing new outlook, a refreshing new approach. And by starting to pour into your own cup and working on pleasing yourself rather than everybody else is going to bring you a refreshing new outlook on life. I do hope these messages resonate. If they do, please like, share, and subscribe. I do offer personalized readings. I've included the link to my shop down in the description. And other than that, I really look forward to engaging with you all next time. And I really hope this has helped those out there that need to hear it. Bye for now. I look forward to catching up with you again in the future. Take care. Hello, my lovely part 2s. If you are here, it is because you have chosen the Qinghai Jasper Mushroom and the Starry Enigma Tarot. So welcome to your reading. We'll start out by getting a card from the Spirit Animals Oracle to set the theme for your reading. Wow, that one just bounced out. Look, it's a whale. Like a whale diving out of the ocean. That's what it looked like. Okay, communication. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with your loved ones. It is important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. I'm getting it's not just with your loved ones, though. You need this connection with the divine, with God, with your spirit guides, with your angel team. Okay? By speaking from the heart, you are then putting the energy out there for you to recognize and understand what it is you desire in order to work in alignment with your higher purpose and your higher self. But communication is the key. Okay, communicating with those around you, with spirit, with your ancestors. Your first card is the Five of Pentacles. I feel like that card wants to come out. You have the Fool. There's your card. The Queen of Swords, also about communication. Let's delve into this. The Five of Pentacles tells me that at this time, this represents you, right? You're feeling worried, you're feeling left out, and you're feeling disappointed. So perhaps your social groups, your family circle, or those around you at work are making you feel left out and not included. You feel left out of the loop. You feel pushed to the side. You feel forgotten about. You feel like no one gave you a second thought. And you know what I say to that? Good. Embrace it. This is not a bad thing. It is a blessing, because spirit makes sure that you are not sitting at the table, where people are feeding you poison. You do not want to be drinking out of the cups given to you of those who are feeding you poison. In other words, if something is not in alignment with your higher purpose, spirit will make sure that you are removed from that. Even if you try and push for it, even if you try and strive for it, you might get rejected. You might get pushed away. Good. It's not for you. If one door shuts, another one will open. And obviously, that's not your path to take, okay? Count it as a blessing. Sometimes these people and situations that we want to be a part of, later down the track, we find out that they were involved in something or doing something that was not positive or high vibrational, and it's resulted in negative consequences for them. And you think, gee, that's a blessing. I'm glad I wasn't involved in that. That's how you need to start looking at it before that happens. You need to start thinking, well, good. Didn't work out because it's not for me. Something else will work out in my favor. You got the Devil. This tells me that you are suffering from addictions, and in this case, you are addicted to wanting to be a part of these social circles, and you are addicted to the negative feeling that you're getting from it. You might not realize it's an addiction, but it's a cycle and you're caught up in it, and it's plaguing your happiness, like it's taking over your thoughts. You're probably losing sleep over it. It's also telling me that you've got inner fears, like, is it because I'm not good enough? Is it because I'm not worthy? You know, why are they rejecting me? Is it me? No, it's not you. It's them. Stop worrying about it. Stop fearing it. Don't get in your ego either, where it's like, well, I don't even think you are. I don't even think that's relevant here. It's just one of the key words for the devil, you know. But no, it is for you, because you're going, it's all about me. They don't want me there because of something I embody, something about me. Stop it. Okay? It's not you. It's them. Let it be them. Stop making yourself the center of their negativity. So that's where the egotism comes into it. You are restricting yourself to these people and this situation. When one door closes, another one opens. Think of all the possibilities that are available when you block out negative people. It works out in your favor. And gee, my nose is itching right now. Like, these people blocking you out is really irritating you, isn't it? It's really getting to you. And it shouldn't, because it's not you. It's them. Okay? I'm also getting, these people might be enjoying things such as going out, doing lavish things, wearing lavish things. It's like they're the it group. They're the mean girls. They're like, oh, we're popular and you aren't. Well, let them. You don't have to desire that. That's materialistic, okay? And you're not meant to sit at this table and drink the poison that they're serving. Finally, my nose has stopped itching since I got that message out. You've got the Fool. This is what Spirit wants you to know about your soul contract. What I'm getting here is you are on the edge of a new beginning. You are completely innocent of these people's negativity. A new opportunity will come in for you, is coming in for you. You've just got to take the leap of faith and stop feeling left out in the cold and start thinking of all the new possibilities there are other than this table where everyone's drinking poison. Okay? Now, let's go and clarify the Fool. What we've got here is the 8 of Wands, forward movement. I like it. This is about letting go of these people, of whoever's leaving you out in the cold. Let it go. Abandon it. It is not in alignment with your higher self. And this is Spirit telling you. This is the card that represents what it is that Spirit wants you to know about your soul contract. This one represents you. But this one specifically is Spirit saying abandon it. Let it go. It's not about you. It's them. Stop making it your problem. It's not. If they're leaving you out in the cold, that's their problem. They're the ones missing out, okay? And with this communication card, this isn't telling you that you have to go out there and communicate this all to them. You need to start telling yourself these things. That's not for me. That's not what God has planned for me. These people are not in alignment with my higher self. I'm grateful that I'm not sitting at their table drinking poison. And with the people that truly matter in your life, they're the ones you should be communicating with, okay? Not about negative things, although sometimes we need to unload and have a listening ear, okay? But we need to sort of try and make sure that the information, the communication we're putting out towards other people is positive. We don't want to be going and complaining and being a negative Nancy because the mean girls won't let us sit at their table and drink poison with them. No, you want to be focus on the positive aspects in your life. Stop making this all about your world and start focusing on what actually is happening in your world that you can be grateful for and that you can share with others. The Queen of Swords, I'll just make sure I'm done with the 8 of Wands. This is about action. Whatever this new beginning is that's coming in for you is all about forward movement, action, excitement. Your life is going to get a lot more exciting when you stop worrying about the mean girls. They might not be girls. You could be a male too, and they could be males. It doesn't matter. They could be men and women, but it's the same gist. You know what I mean? But this is telling me that whatever this new beginning is, you take the leap of faith away from the mean girls. You are going to start having lots of positive, exciting things come into your life. You've got the Queen of Swords, all about communication. And this is advice from Spirit. Set your objectives. You are intelligent. Think about what it is you want in life. What are your intentions when you go out to achieve something? Why do you want it? Okay? Set your objectives, set your intentions. Figure out what it is that you want, why you want it, and then go after it. But it's all about communicating too. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to be honest with others. You don't necessarily have to put all this communication out to them, although Spirit might be telling you that you need to communicate to them that you're fine with not being a part of their group. You're cool with that, all right? You do not have a problem with that. In fact, it's a blessing. Enjoy your mean girl conversation or activity. I'm fine with not being a part of it, okay? Maybe Spirit does want you to put that out there, but the main communication I'm getting here is to be honest with yourself. Why do you yearn this so bad? Why do you want to be a part of this so bad? Is the feeling of exclusion that painful? Is what they're doing really worth that much to you that you want to put yourself through the unhappiness of desiring it and feeling left out in the cold? You know, like, be honest with yourself. It might not be about them. There could be something within you that's not healed. Maybe you were at school and went through this. Maybe it's something that's always triggered you. Maybe your family didn't make you feel included in something when you were a child. It might be something to do with a relationship that you've been through. Really be honest with yourself and figure out why you are so bothered about this. And you are going to learn so much about yourself by doing so. And you are going to be able to heal aspects of yourself that you didn't even know were damaged. Okay? And the Queen of Swords is very intelligent. You're smart. You know what it is that people are communicating to you. Like, you might think that these people are being nice to you sometimes and you're not following your intuition, and then they turn around and be mean girls to you. So I'm sorry for laughing. I didn't mean that in a mean way. You need to start reading other people's language, not just what they're saying to you, but you need to start really feeling their energy, looking at their facial expressions. Normally when you look away after someone says something, keep looking at them. Even when they think that you're not looking at them, you will pick up on so many cues, so many signs. They might be coming across to you that they're being really nice and then pulling a face behind your back, for example, or rolling their eyes. Start picking up on people's cues, because what they say isn't always what they mean. I feel like you're too trusting, Pile Free. I feel like you take things for as they're said rather than reading into them and feeling the energy. So definitely tap into your intuition too. Go with what feels right and move away from what does not feel good, because you're smart enough to pick up on all this. But this whole wanting this so bad, wanting to feel included, has left you not reading cues, not tapping into these social indications of what's really behind a message, what's really being said, or what a person really means. Here we have the Lovers. So further advice from Spirit is, you're a very generous person, Pile 3. Spirit wants to acknowledge that. You've made so much progress on your soul purpose journey here, your soul contract journey here in this world, having this human experience as a cosmic being in a human body. And by moving away from situations that do not serve you or your higher good, this is going to bring lots of blessings and good fortune into your life. You can guarantee that. Just stop yearning to drink their poison. Because they might look like they're having a good time and everything while you're sitting there yearning to be included in that group. They're probably engaging in negativity, like gossiping about other people. They're probably not putting positivity out into the universe when they're spending time together. It probably is low vibrational, their conversations. Conversations you don't want to be a part of. But it looks like they're having a good time, so you're like, oh, I wish I could have that. No, Spirit does not want you to drink their toxic poison. You've got Lunar Protector. The moon's energy shields you with a protective force. Trust in its guidance to find clarity during times of uncertainty. So you don't just have to trust in the moon. Trust in Spirit. Trust in God. Trust that God has a higher purpose for you. Trust that God has your best interests at heart. And God's protecting you when you're not being included in situations like this, okay? That's God's way of saying, no, I don't want my child involved in that. Let them engage in what they're doing. It's too low vibrational for my child. That's not in alignment with my child's purpose, you know. It's like keeping your kid away from bad influences, for example. You've got break free. Break free from old frameworks and boundaries. Let your soul shine without restraint. Transcend limits, soul expression, and inner strength. Break free from wanting to be a part of situations and things that don't serve you. Stop knocking on doors and trying to get through when Spirit has closed them on you for a good reason. You've got inner guidance. Trust your inner guidance. It is the purest voice of your soul. Intuition, inner compass, spiritual wisdom. God gives us our intuition to protect us. It's a natural born instinct that tells us to stay away from things that are not good for us and move towards things that are good for us, okay? It's like what tells an animal when it's in danger. There's situations out there that are a danger to you living in alignment with your purpose, and they could also be a danger to you, such as engaging in gossip with the mean girls. That could fall back on negatively on you. That could backfire on you. Soul guardian. Your soul guardian is here to protect and guide you. Trust in their presence to strengthen your spirit and lead you on your path. Spiritual protector, personal guidance, inner strength. Pile 3, you have a whole spiritual team on the other side in the spiritual realm that are guiding you, and you can communicate with them anytime. You can put what it is that you desire out into the universe, and if it's in alignment with your purpose, these things will come in for you, all right? But if it's not in alignment with your purpose, such as wanting to sit with the mean girls, Spirit's not going to be opening doors that they've already shut, you know? If God's already shut that door, he's not going to open it up just because you want it. It's more about figuring out what it is you want out of life and what sort of people do you want in your energy. You know, it might be about God bringing in people that are more in alignment with your purpose. You've just got to be patient and work on yourself and whatever it is you need to heal that makes you feel so terrible about being excluded from these groups. You know, communicate, be honest with yourself. Let go of the burden. Oh, and communicate with your spirit team. Let go of the burden. Release what does not belong to you, and your soul will feel lighter and freer. These people do not belong to you, okay? They're not making you feel good by excluding you. You don't want to exclude people and make them feel like you felt. That is not your burden, okay? Lighten the load, release spiritual freedom. That's what God wants you to do. That's what Spirit wants you to do. That's what your spirit guides want you to do. No longer hold this burden of feeling left out. It's not your burden. It's theirs because they're the ones doing it. Call to authenticity. Answer the call of your soul. Be your authentic self and let your truth empower you. True expression, fearless authenticity, bold living. I feel like you may have been restricting your own growth, restricting your own self-expression to try and impress these people, or because you don't want to receive negative feedback from these people. And Spirit is telling you, stop it. Enough of that. It's time to shine bright like the way God intended for you to. You are here to shine your light as you go about this adventure of being human here in this lifetime. And don't let other people stop you from doing what it is that you came here to do. You shouldn't feel embarrassed. You shouldn't feel restricted. You shouldn't feel small. You shouldn't be made to feel ashamed of being who it is you are, all right? This could get noisy. I'm getting your charms. Not many. Okay. We'll trust that these are the messages that are meant to come through. The teacher. You are going to show people a whole new way of being by not giving attention to the mean girls, by not yearning to be with them, by actually doing your own thing. If you can't fit in with that group, read your book, work on your work, do your thing. If that's at the lunch table at work, go outside, sit in the sun. You're going to actually show them you don't really care. You've got your own life to live, okay? So you're going to teach them other people. There might be other people that feel the same as you. They're going to follow your example. The mean girls are going to start seeing that being mean's actually not giving them the results they want. And they might try and suck you in again to be mean to you. But you're going to lead the way. You're going to set the example that you are not going to fall back into that pattern. The Holy Bible here, it's actually a cute, actual, real little life Bible. Oh, I won't undo it. It's too hard to get done back up. It's even got all the scriptures in there, but they're teeny tiny. If you are feeling lost, if you are feeling left out, if you're feeling like people are not appreciating you, just remember God appreciates you. And if you've got no other way to feel good and you're feeling that left out in the cold and miserable, open the Bible up, flip it to a random verse as you ask God for guidance. If you ask God for comfort, you can ask God for comfort. You know, whatever it is, you will receive, and it's going to make you feel a whole lot better about this situation and give you another coping mechanism if you've got no other coping mechanisms. If you can't think what it is you want to do and these people are excluding you, well, God's suggesting read the Bible. It won't hurt you, okay? It's good for you. Probably late for something. You're going to be late for this. They might invite you to something and you're either going to be late or not show up at all. And I don't think it's really going to worry you. I think you're going to start embracing this new way of being, start embracing yourself, enjoy spending time with yourself, and wait for more like-minded people to be drawn towards you or for God to send them towards you, because you're going to find this refreshing. It's a refreshing new approach rather than thinking, poor me, I'm left out in the cold, okay? Confirmation on the refreshment, because cold beer can be quite refreshing. Also, this is like cheers. It's a celebration. Celebrate yourself, pile 3, okay? You got the rabbit. The rabbit is very abundant. The rabbit is very fertile. You plant the seeds now of embracing yourself, and it's going to produce lots and lots of, like, plant the seeds, it's going to produce lots and lots of fruit for you, if that makes sense. What you do now is going to set the future, set the stage for you, and going to produce good outcomes, good results for your future in this situation and in all future situations. Whatever they've put you through, you can mend it. Your heart has been broken, yes. Lots of people have heard it, but that doesn't mean you can't heal. It's time to recognize why you're unhappy about this situation. Be honest with yourself. Communicate to yourself what it is about this situation, these people leaving you out, that is making you feel like it's all about you, because it's not, it's them. But you will learn things about yourself, and then you'll be able to heal them so that these things won't bother you anymore, and you'll recognize straight away, oh, that's a them thing, that's not a me thing. Okay, you got the fortune cookie, sort of love heart cookie here. So love yourself. Even if these people don't love you, give yourself the love that you're not receiving from them. And you are going to be able to transform. The last one was about a snake, the last reading, about shedding its skin. In this case, you're a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Right? These people are still caterpillars too, but you're ready to transform and level up from this situation and leave the caterpillars behind. You're going to fly away to new beginnings and meet new people and new situations that are in alignment with your higher purpose. And you can trust in God that is it. You can trust in God that is exactly what's going to happen. You just have to put in the work of working on self-love, and not making the them thing about you thing, if that makes sense. Okay, I really hope these messages have resonated. Thank you so much for tuning in. If they have resonated, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. And I've included the link to my shop down in the description if you'd like a personalized reading. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to engaging with you all next time. Bye for now.